Hi everyone, I am M. Purnima Devi working as an assistant professor in SNS College of Technology Department of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. Today I am going to discuss about full stack AI and manufacturing robots. So machine learning algorithms predict demand. First is a linear regression. Linear regression is a supervised learning algorithm used to predict and forecast values within a continuous range such as sales numbers or the prices. So, originating from statistics, linear regression performs a regression task which maps a constant slope using an input value with a variable output y to predict a numeric value or quantity. Linear regression uses labeled data to make predictions by establishing a line of best fit or regression line that is approximated from a scattered pot of data points. As a result, linear regression is used for predictive modeling rather than categorization. Logistic regression. Logistic regression or logic regression is a supervised learning algorithm used for binary classification, such as deciding whether an image fits into one class. Originating from statistics, logistic regression technically predicts the probability that an input can be categorized into a single binary class. In practice, however, this can be used to group outputs into one of two categories, the primary class or not the primary class. This is achieved by creating a range for binary classification, such as any output between 0 to 49 is put in one group and any between 0.50 and 1.00 is put in another. As a result, logistic regression in machine learning is typically used for binary categorization rather than predictive modeling. So naive Bayes is a set of supervised learning algorithms used to create predictive models for either binary or multi-classification. Based on Bayes' theorem, an naive operates on conditional probabilities which are independent of one another but indicate the childhood of a classification based on their combined factors. For example, a program created to identify plants might use a naive algorithm to categorize images based on particular factors such as perceived size, color, and shape. While each of these factors is independent, the algorithm could note the likelihood of an object being a particular plant using the combined factors. Decision tree. A decision tree is a supervised learning algorithm used for classification and predictive and modeling. Resembling a graphic flowchart, a decision tree begins with a root node which asks a specific question of a data and then sends it down a branch depending on the answer. These branches each lead on an internal node which asks another question of an data before directing it toward another branch depending on the answer. This continues until the data reaches an end node and also called a leaf node that does not branch any further. Decision trees are common in machine learning because they handle complex data sets with relative simplicity. Random forest algorithm. So a random forest algorithm uses an ensemble of decision trees for classification and predictive modeling. In a random forecast, many decision trees, sometimes hundreds or even thousands, are each trained using a random sample of a training set, a method known as backing. Afterwards, the algorithm puts the same data into each decision tree in a random forest and tallies their end results. The most common result is then selected as a most likely outcome for the data set. Although they can become complex and require a significant time, random test for a forest correct the common problem of overfitting that can occur with decision trees. Overfitting is when an algorithm goes too closely to its training data set, which can negatively impact its accuracy when introduced to new data later. K nearest neighbor KNN algorithm. Here, K nearest neighbor is a supervised learning algorithm for classification and predictive modeling. True to its name, KNN algorithms classify an output by its proximity to other outputs on a graph. Other outputs on a graph அப்படின்னா கிராஃபில் என்ன அவுட்புட் வந்திருக்கோ அதை வச்சு கே நியரஸ்ட் அல்கரிதம் வந்து வேல்யூ வந்து ஆர்டர் வைஸ்லி டிஸ்பிளே ஆகும். So for example, if an output is closest to the cluster of a blue points on a rather graph rather than a cluster of red points, it would be classified as a member of a blue group. ஸோ ரெட் குரூப்பில் கிளாஸிஃபை இருந்துச்சுன்னா மெம்பர் ஆஃப் என்னென்னா ப்ளூ குரூப்பில் வந்து என்னென்னா கிளாஸிஃபை ஆகும். This approach means that KN algorithms can classify known outcomes outcomes are predict the value of unknown ones. ஸோ known outcomes வந்து சொல்யூஷன் கொடுப்போம் அண்ட் ப்ரிடிக்ட் த வேல்யூ ஆஃப் அன்னோன் ஒன்ஸ். ஸோ வேல்யூ இல்லாமல் அன்னோனாக இருக்கிறதுக்கும் இந்த கேஎன்என் அல்காரிதம் யூஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம வந்து கிராஃப் போட்டு அதுக்கு வேல்யூ வந்து கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம். திஸ் இஸ் அன் இம்பார்ட்டண்ட் in manufacturing robots which k nearest neighbor knn algorithm play an important role in manufacturing robots. So K means algorithm. K means is an unsupervised learning used for classification predictive modeling. Much like KNN, K means use the proximity of an output to the cluster of data points to identify it. Each of the clusters is defined by a centroid and real or imaginary center point for a cluster. K means is useful on large data sets, especially for clustering through it can falter when handling outliers. Thank you.